I've had an idea. So I haven't been pole fishing in what seems like years, and considering it's the only method of fishing I ever used to do, especially back when I first started my channel, it has been forever since I pole fished. This is partly because of the cold weather, and also partly because I discovered lure fishing. Now I have 3 favourite locations I like to go pole fishing, and if they're anything like they used to be, I definitely shouldn't blank, which is good because blanking seems to be the new word for fishing for me. Anyway, I'm going to venture down the canal now and head to the first location, which I'm sure my viewers will recognise. So I'm now down here at location 1 on the canal. This place is probably where I've come most pole fishing. You probably recognise it. It's at this little wooden wall here, and I used to come here every day in the summer, literally every day for hours upon hours. I'm back here now with the pole for the first time in what feels like forever, and I'm going to get this pole out, get it rigged up and see what I can catch. The depth is set on the rod now, so I'm going to be fishing directly on the bottom of the canal pretty much. I've got a pot of maggots, freshly bought them yesterday. They're my bait of choice, of course, for the canal. What else am I going to use? Maggots always do the best. Got one of the red maggots on the hook now, so I'm going to chuck this out and hopefully I'll get catching sooner than later. I've been tossing out some maggots as well for the past 5 minutes I've been here, just to bait up the swim and get all the fish lured over to me. And we're in. Now we await the bites. Now the bit of canal behind me, it's absolutely amazing for fishing, I think. Of course this time of year it's slowed down because it's winter, and that just happens every year I guess. But at the start of this year it was absolutely amazing. I'll be whipping up big perch, little perch every few minutes, gudgeon, roach, rudd and bream. There was everything here. It was amazing. And then about halfway through the year it slowed down and all the fish just went. And of course when the fish went, I had to go off and find new locations to fish. And one of them locations I'll be going to at the end of this video. It's underneath a bridge and it's actually really good for fishing. There's some nice perch under that bridge. I can imagine at this location today it'll be fairly slow with the bites because recently, a few weeks back, we had a storm. Obviously the trees have been cleared now, but there was some trees over this spot and all the debris has sunk to the bottom, so I could get a few snags and the fish might have been spooked off quite majorly. They'll be back now though, I'd imagine. So I'm just going to wait for these to come. I don't know if you guys can see here, but I do have a few bites. Not major ones, but I think I'm going to just lift and see. Nah, I didn't get the fish. That must have just been a snag, but it did look fairly promising. It was proper going down and up. I'd imagine it was a gudgeon bite though. I've got something on. It's not a fish. It's a branch. Okay. I've been here a lot longer than anticipated now. Honestly, I thought I would have had a fish, but that seems to not be the case. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to head straight down to location 2 and ditch this place because honestly, I would have caught a fish by now if there was anything here. And I don't want to spend another hour or so here just wasting my time, basically. Daylight's short and I've got to make the most of it, so I'm heading off to location 2. I made my way to the second fishing spot, a pond in a field. This pond is one of my go-to pole fishing spots because of how many fish it holds and how easy and fun it is to catch them. See you when I'm there. I've made it. I'm at the second location, the pond in the middle of a field. This place is a pole fisherman's heaven. You go in at this spot where I am right here and you just whip them out, at least you used to. All goes to plan. It should still be the same as it is when I used to come at the start of this year. You see this pond, it's full of little fish and supposedly there's a carp in here. I'm yet to catch it, but I'm sure next year I'll catch it. But supposedly there is, down this section, loads and loads of gudgeon, roach and rudd. And they're all there because there's a bramble bush full of blackberries and raspberries that just fall into the water over the year. And it's an unlimited food supply for the fish, so it makes sense for loads of them to be there. And we're in. I'm interested to see what I'll end up catching today at this pond, because I know what fish are in here. I know every species what's in here, but it's hard to catch, because as you can see, the weather is not ideal. There's fog surrounding the entire pond, the entire field. It's freezing out, and I'm freezing, so I can only imagine the fish are 20 times colder than me. If any of you have seen previous videos I've done at this pond, you'll know how active it is. I've done about 10 videos, I'd say, at this pond, and in each one of them I've caught something, whether it be small or big. I think the biggest I've had out of here is like a massive roach. It was about that big. It was scary, the thing was. The same with the canal where I was at location 1. I've done over 20 videos at that one location and I've bagged up. I've even caught on some weird baits there. I caught a fish on a piece of grass down at that place. It was that active. But what I'm saying is that's how I know I'm not the bad angler. It's the fish and they're playing me up. It's because it's the winter, I know that, but they're just so dull this time of year. They're not coming out and feeding at all. I've just been moving up and down this bit here, tossing the pole in every few metres, seeing if I get bites, just mysteriously. But it's not happening. The pond's doing me dirty today. If I don't end up catching at this place, the pond location 2, I'll definitely catch at location number 3. It's on the canal, underneath a bridge. I love fishing there because I always catch. And I know I say that about this place here and the place before, but this one's different, trust me. It's underneath a bridge and there's fish everywhere under there. I'm actually having a bit of action. Randomly, it's just there, my float, it's moving slightly. I think I'm going to strike. Please be a fish. Come on. No. Well, sadly, after not catching at location 1 and 2, I'm going to head off to location 3 with a quick pit stop at home just to warm up because my hands are numb at the moment. I can't feel nothing. But I'm going to get to location 3 on the canal, underneath this bridge, and I'm going to catch something there. I'm back from my short break. Got some gloves on so my hands don't get cold now, and I'm going to head up to the 3rd location. Spoiler, I did catch something at the 3rd location, underneath a bridge on the canal. This 3rd spot is one of my favourites because it's where I really got hooked into fishing and started going every single day. I'll see you when I'm there. I'm at the 3rd and final location. I've got the pole I'm going to get rigged up shortly, but underneath this bridge, perch heaven. And then you come through the bridge and right there, last I knew anyway, there was thousands of gudgeon. And then a bit further up, there's massive bream and every single fish you could ever wish for in a canal. So I'm going to waste no time. I've got about 2.5 hours left of daylight, so I'm going to make the most of it and get fishing immediately. I'm now on the depth of this bridge. It's quite deep under it, it's about 5 foot. But in we go, let's get catching. What I like to do under here is I like to cast it just at one side of the bridge, and because there's some nice flow under here, it'll flow right to the other side of the bridge. I've just missed the first bite I've had in a hot minute. It definitely was only a bite from something micro-sized like a gudgeon, but still, it's a catch and I want to catch something. I've just seen the first little bit of action under here. I was amazed by it. There was a tiny little fish swimming across there, a little tiny bait minnow or something, and a perch was chasing it, and I was buzzing. I was like, oh my god, there's actually action under it. But then, 2 minutes later, a barge came past, literally ruining the swim, snags pulling out every 2 seconds, and then he's informed us that he's turning around and coming back, so it's going to get ruined again. We're not going to let that barge put us off though. I'm going to move from underneath the bridge and I'm just going to get out right in front of me here. That's just about as far as I go because I've got no main line whatsoever. But if I get any bites here, I'll inform you. Fish on. I've got a fish, guys. So guys, this is my first catch I've ever caught within 1 month of fishing. Apart from that carp I caught, this is the first catch. Guys, look at this. A perch. He's about the size of my little finger, but I'm glad I caught him. First catch I've had in ages as well, so I'm dead chuffed with that. But let's get him back in now. I'm just going to plop him in right there. Nice one. That was my first catch in about a month on the canal, and I'm chuffed with that. Even though it's like a little tiny tilly perch, I'm very happy with it. And what did I say? I'm going to catch under this bridge, and what have I just done? I caught under the bridge. I told you I would. It's a good location. But for now, I've got a little handful of maggots here from the tub, and I'm just going to chuck them in there, bait the spot up a little bit more than what it already was done, and hope for another perch. Major bite. It's fighting nicely. There we are. I've got a nice little fish on. He's a decent perch. This guy is actually a very nice perch. I'm going to try and unhook him real quick. He's only slightly hooked there. There we are, he's off. Lovely perch that is. Decent for my second catch of the month. I don't think I've caught anything in December apart from a carp and 2 perch now, so I'm chuffed with this. This is the second fish of the video now. I'm so happy that I've caught this. Pole fishing's not so bad after all, so I'm getting back in the water now. I can't bend down so much because it's wet. But there he off he goes, nice. That's 2 perch out of hopefully 3 or 4. I'm trying to catch some more perch though. Obviously I'm back in the water. I've threw a few more maggots in as little sort of ground bait to lure some more over. But so far so good. It's gone from this morning on the canal and the pond being absolutely freezing and catching zilch to being under the bridge and actually catching some nice perch for the first time in months. It's not exactly going to plan. I've not had the third perch yet. I've not even had a bite since the last one. I'm still out there, of course, though, but I'm just picking up a lot of snags at the minute, which is no good. I absolutely love fishing this bridge, as I've said a lot of times in this video. But in the summer, it's amazing fishing under here. I think I did a video this summer. We put a keep net under it, and we got loads and loads in there. But the one good thing is, I now know that one part of the canal is actually active in the winter months, and it's this bridge right here. And that's pretty much the reason why I did go to 3 different locations today, just to find which one's the best. The pond was no good, the canal down that way was a no-go, but the bridge here is okay. To be honest, the sun is starting to set now. It's about 3:30, and it's getting quite dark fairly fast, to be honest with you. So I've got the little rig holder here, and I'm going to bring my rod in, pop the line on here and get it back in the backpack. I'm just going to bring the rod in here, just pick it up and bring it to the side, and then yeah, pack it all up. That's me all done now. Got the rod packed away, just put the pole away. Not the rod, sorry, the pole. The pole's now packed away, but what a session. I know it don't seem like I caught an awful lot, but considering my last like 10 fishing sessions where I've just blanked, I caught something at least, and I'm proud of that. It was nice getting out pole fishing as well, because I haven't been pole fishing in a good 3 or 4 months, I'd say. So it was nice getting out and just testing out the different waters. With all that being said though, I've got to wrap the video up here. I called a fish in this session, so yippee. It was a nice session outing. I hope you all enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed filming this video. Been a cold day, but it was well worth getting out and getting them catches in. Sadly, I've got to go this way and go home now, so if you enjoyed, please smash the thumbs up button, subscribe and turn on the post notifications down below. Join my channel and become a member if you would like to. I'm not saying you have to, but that's an option. And yeah, so I'll see you all in the next video. I'm going to head home, so peace.